What is up, everybody? It is your boy Farai. Thank you once again for tuning in. Today we're going to be looking at doing a Lil Tracy style vocal effect. If you're into that, stay tuned. We'll do a bit of background on that, so let's get into it. I personally feel like Lil Tracy is the perfect example of a rapper that's able to reinvent himself over and over. I mean, in hip hop, we've seen artists that get stuck to a particular sound and kind of have to stick to that sound, and if anything changes, it appears that they've fallen off. I feel that's why artists like Lil Uzi Vert really mess with Lil Tracy, because deep down in the undergrounds of rap, there's a lot more going on than what the average eye might see. Because this genre is somewhat of a niche, I think that it's a lot easier to find a fan base. I think there are a lot of people out there that do feel the same way as, the vibe of, certain punk rap type songs. So, pay attention. I'll show you some tips and tricks. You could also apply this to a unofficial bladey vocal effect if you'd like to, but nonetheless, let's get into it. Yo.
Rolling backwards in the Audi, castle on the hill and it's cloudy. Do you love me? Do you hate me? I can't hang with them cause they shady. Tricks out the bag like magicians. I feel like Tom Cruise, money missions. Was a bad kid in detention. Now I got racks in my denim. Fuck world pain, I need commas. Lean on me, drown the problems. She a god, she got a black Beamer, but Mac black rims make it cleaner. Black rims make it cleaner. God girl, the Grand Reaper. Rolling backwards in the Audi, castle on the hill and it's cloudy. Do you love me? Do you hate me? I can't hang with them cause they shady. Tricks out the bag like magicians. I feel like Tom Cruise, money missions. Was a bad kid in detention. Now I got racks in my denim. Fuck world pain, I need commas. Lean on me, drown the problems. She a god, she got a black Beamer, but Mac black rims make it cleaner.
All right, there you go. So a full song for you right there. Quick, typical these days rap style, 2-minute song, and you got a hit right there. So firstly, I just want to start off with just breaking down the auto tune right there. There you go. Those are the settings. Auto tune are definitely voice dependent. Everyone's voice is different, but generally this would be a good starting point if you are recording this type of song, kind of a bladey, Lil Tracy type angelic auto tune sound. First thing I like to do is set up some saturation on the vocal chain. So we'll run through the main vocal chain and then a bit of cool add-on stuff. But this is what I use for my saturation. Really sounds nice. If you cannot afford this, definitely recommend picking up the Bus Color 4. Amazing from Air Windows right here, and then you get all these different preamp sounds per se, so it slightly changes the distortion characteristic of your vocal, and that is essential in recording good vocals, especially rap vocals. You want your vocals to be punchy, your standard audio interface is not going to give you that punch, so it's up to you to really just get that sound. So yeah, next thing I do is just a bit of de-essing, keeping it simple right here. If we can kind of just follow the vocal for a little bit, this is kind of where I would start. You are recording too hot. If I generally like between, let's say, -30 and -35 is where I'll be de-essing with this.
Rolling backwards in the Audi, castle on the hill and it's cloudy. Do you love me? Do you hate me? I can't hang with them cause they shady. Tricks out the back.
Just little spots where you can de-ess. You can see I'm not doing too much de-essing right there. I think it should be recorded well. Cannot stress that enough. But yeah, you can use this free option right here. This template will be pretty much 100% stock as well. Everything can be switched out. I have done tests and it does sound good with stock stuff as well. So don't worry about it if you don't have any waves. Cool, so let's jump straight from the main vocal to the vocal chain. Now, obviously, before we do that, I just want to show you something up for those who are new to the channel. But when you are recording with this template or with your own setup, in FL Studio, the way I set my stuff up is I create a microphone input channel. Now this is just going to be where we have our microphone input, all right? And then from there on out, we've got this middle section right here where all of our recorded vocals are set, you know what I mean? So we've got our main vocal, we've got our double with the distortion on it, you know, we've got all sorts of cool effects. But while we're recording, we can actually get to all of those by just pressing Control and then left click, you know, Control and then left click, Control, left click, Control, left click. And that allows you then to record into any of these sections, you know what I mean? So if I just pull this up right here, yeah, you know, so that's the main vocal. Yeah, yeah. Ad-libs are popular. You know what I mean? So there you go. That should hopefully make sense. You just want to, you know, have different options. You know what I mean? You don't want everything to be going in one main vocal. But anyway, back to the vocal chain. So we've got our vocal chain right here. First thing I like to do is just a bit of EQ. This is kind of my stock standard EQ. This does work well for well recorded vocals. So if you've taken pride in how you've recorded your vocals, boom, you should be getting some good results with this EQ right here. You know what I mean? Just dip a bit of the lower mids away, roll off where needed. And then I did a slight boost around 790 just to give it some warmth around this mid area right here. And then I just cut away, because generally when you're singing this area right here will tend to get quite busy. So you just want to kind of treat that area and then just boost a little bit of top end right there and you're good to go. Now obviously, you know, your boy, as I said in the previous video, I've made my own EQ. This is definitely a staple in all of the mixes I'm doing right now. This is $3 on my web store if you'd like. I did take a couple hours to make this, so you know what I mean. It is appreciated in the support, but really this is just a standard EQ, but it's just been set to really just quickly get some good results, you know what I mean? So if you want to de-harsh, if you want to cut some mud, remove some bass, add some bass, you're good to go. You could use any EQ again, you know what I mean? Straight up to you. Now we do some compression right here, and I have found, I just don't have that compressor right here right now, but you could use the classic compressor, which is amazing at replicating the sound right here. You can just type in classic compressor VST download and you should be able to find this. This FLP will definitely have a free version, you know what I mean? So you can just hop on without having to download any wave stuff, you know, and all that. But yeah, after compression, so you just watch how much compression I'm doing. I'm not doing a lot of compression.
Rolling backwards in the Audi, castle on the hill and it's cloudy. Do you love me? Do you hate me? I can't hang with them cause they shady.
You know what I mean? The thing about this whole vocal style is you want to kind of keep it natural. So as you can see right there, I'm really just using the compressor to catch anything that gets loud. This is actually a preset from the free wave set. So you can go ahead and download that, or you can download the free rap vocal set and you'll have a very similar compressor. So you want to slap that on after your EQ. Now what I am doing right here is a bit of multiband compression. And as you can see, I'm just touching up on this frequency right here that I felt was a bit trebly. If I turn that off, you can kind of hear the vocal get a bit sizzly.
Rolling backwards in the Audi, castle on the hill and it's cloudy. Do you love me? Do you hate me?
And you know, it's so important just to do a little bit of multiband compression wherever needed. You could obviously use a multiband compressor to treat your bass. You know what I mean? If you've got mid-bass problems, you can do that as well. Similar concept. You just want to compress a little bit, you know what I mean? So there you go, multiband compression. You could use the Fruity multiband if you don't have the C6. Definitely pick up some wave stuff. Black Friday is tomorrow, today, hopefully, if this video goes up. But yeah, this is a super rare plugin right here, man. And really, I'm just using this in place of the Fruity Flanger. I could use the Fruity Flanger, but in essence, all these knobs are really just setting up a bit of chorus. You know what I mean? As you know me, I like to set up chorus and reverb. When I turn these two things off, this is what the reverb looks like. Boom. I'll just kind of just go to a part maybe without drums where we can hear things.
Beamer, but Mac black rims make it coming. Lean on me, drown the problems. She a goth, she got a black Beamer, but Mac black rims make it cleaner.
And that's all cool, but once we add that flange and that reverb,
lean on me, drown the problems. She a goth, she got a black Beamer, but Mac black rims make it cleaner. Mac black rims make it cleaner. Goth girl in the Grand Reaper.
absolutely amazing. That gives it that angel sound right there. And it's going to take you a while to really learn how to blend things, you know what I mean? Because each song has a slightly different amount needed. but you know what I mean, there is definitely a ballpark that you can find and just sweeten up those vocals. But anyway, so next thing we do again is just a bit of flanger again. I decided, actually this is automated, I think so.
Was a bad kid in detention.
Okay, now that is also again a bit of flanger right there. Just use a different preset just to smoothen out that reverb. You could bypass this is not too important. This one right here is automated, so that just pops in on the bridge section, which you might as well see because it is something new for those who tune in every week. So just watch how this turns in or turns on, my bad.
Black rims make it cleaner. Audi.
Yeah, so that's where the automation clip right there is. If you want to learn how to create an automation clip, I'll just do a quick run through. All you really need to do is automate whatever you'd like to. You just go ahead and right click and then say create automation clip, and then you'll be able to turn on or control the amount of whatever you'd like. So just you'll see this kick in.
Rolling backwards in the Audi. Castle on the hill and it's cloudy. Do you love me? Do you hate me?
And the reason I did that was now because we've got a different section of the song. We want a bit more reverb on this. So we're just tuning in that one again. We're stacking the reverbs and the flangers just to get a bit of a sweeter sound. What I like to do at the end of all of my vocal mixing, right, per se on the vocal chain, is just a bit of compression. Now obviously if you don't have this, you can get this. I really like the way this sounded on the little Mozzie style effect. So, you know, it's pretty much the same thing.
Audi, castle on the hill and it's cloudy. Do you love me? Do you hate me? I can hang with them cause they shady.
It's doing pretty much the same thing, parallel compression, just smacking it with the SSL style compress, and you get really beautiful results. So yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing with the main vocal. Now on the doubles and all of that kind of thing, I think it's really important that we look at that. You'll see here, this is our double of the main vocal right here. We could actually put this above those two just because it is kind of on the hierarchy second. So if we just solo that, I'll just quickly pull up every single plugin on here. Actually, let me not do that. It's never a good idea. Here's a note, definitely, if you decide to copy this template. You know, just record. It's basically what I'm about to tell you right now. It's just, this is going to fatten up your vocal, your main vocal.
Castle on the hill and it's cloudy.
You know what I mean? That's definitely something that your Lil Tracy's and Uzis will make use of. It's just adding a bit of distortion, right? So this is the preset right here. You can definitely have this as a free preset. If I turn it off, we lose that distortion sound.
Castle on the hill.
You know what I mean? We get that distortion right there. Air Windows chorus. I really like this for background vocals. Air Windows chorus for those interested. Very similar to the Mozzie style, but this is just way rocked out. You know what I mean? Whoops. Yeah, right there. That easy EQ right there, man. And again, we're just tweaking it. You know, this is different to the Mozzie one, so it is different now. And we're just going crazy with it, man. You really can do anything with this EQ. I really enjoy it. But yeah, as you can see right there, just cutting away the mud and all that kind of stuff. What I do then is panomatic just to make sure it pans from left to right. Really simple stuff. So you can see right there, it's on the left. You know what I mean? So there you go. That's what's making it go left and right, left and right. And then again, you know, just stereo separator and then some radio EQ. And then there you go. That's how you get that sound. If I turn off all of these effects, just super clean. But once we add everything, you just get a nice kind of radio ready, definitely reminding me of some Nirvana style, kind of grungy stuff. But yeah, next thing I do right there is some left and right, just to really give the main vocal some body.
Castle on the hill and it's cloudy.
And you know, me doing this, you know, someone asked, you know, can't I just duplicate what I have there? You could, but it's gonna sound unnatural. You know what I mean? It's just gonna sound like a duplicate. But once you add, you know, you record a left and right track separately, and then you add that all in.
Castle on the hill and it's cloudy. Do you love me? Do you hate me?
And that kind of gives it that kind of goth choir sound, you know what I mean? So there you go. I just use Pitcher because I don't really want to use too much CPU. But the auto tunes, this sounds good enough, and it gives it a different sound. Kind of sounds a bit robotic, and that's cool because it's on the side, so it's kind of a psychoacoustic sound, we would call. But yeah, just really basic processing on that. Now what I'm doing this time around is some cinematic EQ because I just really like the way it just, you know, adds onto the vocal. So let's just solo those left and rights.
Castle on the hill and it's cloudy.
If I turn this off,
Castle on the hill and it's cloudy. Castle on the hill and it's cloudy.
definitely recommend going and getting the cinematic verb. Absolutely free. Just type in cinematic verb, VST download, and you're good to go. And yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing now. We got this kind of angelic auto tune. Absolutely love it. It is a must have with some of my templates. And that's just, again, another nice little layer right there, man. I mean, you can see. Oh, that's not the same. My bad. That's a doubler. But yeah, here you go.
Lean on me, drown the problems. She a goss, she got a
So you can really add that as an additional, like kind of like an ad lib.
backs in my denim. Fuck,
You know, that really sounds good when you got everything.
backs in my denim. Fuck world pain, I need commas. Lean on me, drown the problems. She a goss, she.
You know what I mean? Just kind of like a telephone effect reacting towards your main vocal, and you really get a beautiful sound. That's really all that I need to speak about in this template. I guess everything else gets a bit complicated. I don't want to make things too complicated. I want to keep things simple. As long as you record well, you know, mess around with these effects if you're interested in this template. Turn off whatever you don't like, turn on and boost and cut and do whatever you'd like to do. These are just really a really good start, a really good place to start, and then go on. You know, you could obviously keep things as they are, but you know, mess around and experiment. You might get something cool. You know, we are doing a bit of parallel compression. You could use these classic compressor and all that. But yeah, I think I've talked enough. You know what I mean? Like and subscribe and all that kind of stuff. I'll check you out in the comment section. You know, feel free to ask any questions and all that, man. Link in the description if you're interested in copying this. And yeah, I'll check you out soon. Peace out.